The Trump administration has exhausted nearly every conventional tool to bring down oil prices that have surged past $100 per barrel since the Iran war began on February 28, leaving military action to reopen the Strait of Hormuz as the only remaining option with immediate impact. With a Strategic Petroleum Reserve (SPR) depleted by 40%, domestic production already at record levels, and diplomatic efforts stalled, the White House faces a stark choice: end the war or accept that high energy prices are the cost of continued conflict. The war has effectively closed the Strait of Hormuz, through which 20 to 21% of globally traded crude oil flows. While not physically blocked, the threat of Iranian attacks and cancellation of insurance coverage have led most tankers to avoid the strait, forcing oil producers in Saudi Arabia, Iraq, Kuwait, UAE, and Qatar to shut in production as storage fills behind the chokepoint. Brent crude surged to $119.50 per barrel within a week of hostilities, and despite retreating to around $91 to $94 per barrel, prices remain elevated with a persistent geopolitical risk premium. The administration's proposed solutions have fallen flat. Releasing oil from the SPR would provide temporary relief, historically dropping prices 19% within days, but the reserve is at 415 million barrels, down from 714 million capacity after the Biden administration's 2022 releases. Refilling it at current prices would be prohibitively expensive, and the administration has increased SPR levels by only 5% despite promising to fill it up right to the top. Domestic production is already at record highs of 13.3 million barrels per day. Opening more federal lands for drilling won't affect current prices. It takes 4 to 7 years for new leases to produce oil. The administration's plan to waive the Jones Act to allow foreign-flag tankers would save just 3 cents per gallon on East Coast gasoline while undermining U.S. shipbuilders. Rolling back fuel economy standards and EV rebates, as the administration has done, actually increases long-term demand and will cost Americans an extra $339 billion by 2035. Even eliminating the federal gas tax, 18 cents per gallon, wouldn't fully reach consumers. Historically, the industry keeps a portion as profit. Sanctions relief on Russia, which the administration pursued to lower energy prices, has backfired by financing Putin's war in Ukraine while enriching Moscow as oil prices spike. Russia is now earning nearly $1 billion per week from higher prices, undermining U.S. strategic goals. The only immediate solution that would meaningfully lower prices is ending the war and reopening the strait. The EIA forecasts that once oil flows are reestablished, Brent will fall to $70 per barrel in Q4 2026 and $64 in 2027 as global inventories build. But this requires a ceasefire that neither side appears willing to accept. With diplomatic options exhausted and economic tools ineffective, the military becomes the default option. The U.S. could attempt to secure the strait through naval escorts, Operation Sentinel style, or more aggressive action against Iranian forces threatening shipping. However, this risks wider escalation and potentially more damage to energy infrastructure. The irony is that high oil prices benefit the administration's donors. Oil majors reported record $195 billion profits in 2022 when prices last topped $100, and they're profiting again now. Chevron, ExxonMobil, and other producers are well positioned to weather the crisis, while consumers pay the price at the pump.